Or do I not? But y'all are saying I need to do it like this. All right. Shout out to all the replay viewers. Let me pull it up to see how it's showing this before I get started. If you have not signed up for my free webinar, Navigating Grief Through the Holidays, you need to go sign up. The link, if it's not in this description under this video, is on my page. But let me see how they are showing me right now on YouTube. Navigating Grief Through the Holidays. Go sign up for that. Yeah, it's showing me right. Because when I do this, it's telling me to turn the camera this way. But no, that's wrong. So they need to get it together. This is right. I don't know why they're telling me to turn the camera. So I need to come back. You all. Technical difficulties. This isn't a technical. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Why is it doing? All right, so I was to jump on and finish what I was supposed to do yesterday. I didn't feel like going live yesterday. I didn't feel like going live today. When I don't feel like going live, I just don't go live. Okay. So what's up, Candace? I think I saw you comment. I don't know. We're just gonna go with this, y'all. So let me jump straight in. Today we're talking about breaking free from spiritual slavery, how to heal from church hurt and abuse. So we know that many believers are still bound, right? They're still bound, not by demons, but by doctrine that damaged them. By leaders who called control covering and by fear disguised as faith. This is not deliverance. This is what we call spiritual slavery. Y'all may be scared to say it, but I'm not. Okay, so tonight isn't about church bashing. It's about breaking free mentally, emotionally, and spiritually from what religion tried to chain you to. Okay, so if you're just joining, my name is Renisha. I'm an inner healing coach for high achieving women who look pretty and polished on the outside, but on the inside, they are crumbling. I help them unlock clarity, peace, and their emotional freedom. Tonight, we're going to be talking about breaking away from spiritual slavery. Many people are still on plantations and they call them churches. Okay, I'm going to expose how church hurt traps fear in people, and I'll show you how to finally walk free in freedom. And I have a lot of things going on. That's why I keep looking here, there, and everywhere. We're going to jump right in. I'm going to give you 5 chains that keep people bound. For those of you taking notes, I don't know what is going on. 5 chains that keep people bound in this system. Okay. Chain number 1 is fear of leaving the system. So you're taught, people in abusive environments like this, they're taught if they leave, their life is going to fall apart. God only lives inside of this little building under this leader or in this community. This is where you're going to find God. You're told that if you leave, you're going to lose your covering, your protection. You're going to be cursed. Your money going to be cursed. Your kids going to be cursed. You might die. These people are told that for real. Okay. This is fear-based control and it's keeping you there. All right, I'm talking about from real, this is stuff I have lived, I have seen. People have reached out to me regarding this, people older than me. This is a real thing, you all, okay? So you have to understand the fear that you're feeling, this isn't faith, it's a trauma response. The same chemicals that activate when someone is being abused in their home is triggered when people are being spiritually abused in the church. So your brain is starting to equate control with safety. You start to allow the pastors to control you because they've convinced you that's the only way you're going to be safe. Okay, is my mic going? It is. I know someone who left their abusive, toxic church, had a full blown nervous breakdown, and for years they talked about how God was mad at them. Now, my question is, you left a toxic church who had a warlock as a pastor. Why would God be mad at you like that? I don't know the God y'all serve, but the one I serve, he doesn't want people to be abused. So why do you think he's mad? It doesn't make sense, okay? But this is how fear-based teaching, it manipulates obedience instead of cultivating relationship. If your peace leaves when you leave the church, baby, it was never peace, it was control. Okay? Chain number 2 that keeps people bound to ministries like this. They have an idolatry of leaders. So when pastors and prophets, when their voice has become the voice of God, instead of them being the vessels of God, this is idolatry in a suit, wolves in collars. Honor has boundaries, control does not. So there are people in the church, they love to point the finger at other people who like nice things. You may have a nice house, nice car, you get money, you got a nice career, all of that. They look at you and talk about how you're in idolatry, but they don't realize they're idolizing their pastor. And they're under so much religious witchcraft that they can't even see it. They're blinded by it. Okay? So you have to remember that humans crave attachment. This is biological. So when attachment is built around a spiritual hierarchy instead of healthy leadership, it now becomes dependency. This is why people stay in ministries like this, even though rotten fruit is all around. They see it everywhere. They can try to pretend that they don't. They see the rotten fruit, but they're attached. This isn't about alignment, obeying God, or anything like that. No, they have formed an attachment. And we've all seen it on social media. We've all seen it, period, on social media or off social media, where people tend to worship personality over presence. So they lift up their leaders. They're always quoting their leaders instead of quoting the scriptures, or they're afraid to question any decisions that the leaders make. I'm thinking about someone else. Every time you ask them a question, they start with, well, my pastor says. No lie. All answers start with, well, my pastor said. Baby, you are walking in idolatry, okay? Honor doesn't mean idolatry. If you need your pastor's approval to obey God, they have become your master, your pastor. And there are many people who are walking right now in disobedience to God because they are listening to their pastors. That is not okay. You're going to have to answer to God for that. And your leader is going to have to answer to God for that. All right. Chain number 3 that keeps people bound in ministries like this: unhealed church trauma. Unhealed church trauma. So you keep replaying what they did, the betrayal, the gossip, the manipulation, and now this has shaped how you see God. You can't hear a sermon. You can't see a pulpit without getting anxiety. Your chest start getting tight. You can't breathe because what was supposed to heal you ended up hurting you. Now trauma has altered how your brain even processes safety. For some people, worship, now it triggers anxiety for them because their body remembers what their mind has tried to forget. Okay? This is why you feel on edge in certain environments. It's not rebellion, this is residue. Last week we talked about trauma in the church. Okay? This is residue. There are so many people who leave toxic churches, and then after that, they don't want to hear any form of prophetic language. They don't trust any ministry. Some of them say they'll never go back in church again. All right. I just need you all to know this. You cannot heal what you keep spiritualizing. Some of y'all fake deep for no reason. You can't heal it if you just keep trying to spiritualize it. They'll even teach you in churches like this to just pray it away. Just pray. Just pray. Just pray. Don't say nothing. Just pray. Baby, no, you got to confront that thing. All right. Faith is not going to erase your trauma. It's going to expose where you need healing. Chain number 4. I can barely see the screen, but chain number 4 that keeps people in ministries like this: guilt. They start dealing with guilt and false responsibility. So they taught you that if you're rebellious, they taught you that you are rebellious if you try to set boundaries. If you want to rest, that makes you selfish. You're disloyal. If you leave, baby, you disloyal. We supposed to be here. We supposed to be family. You said I was your pastor. You said God sent you to this church. All this guilt, these guilt trips, okay? But even Jesus withdrew himself often. Boundaries are biblical. Some of y'all know y'all need to get yourself some boundaries. Boundaries are biblical. Even the Savior said no. So what they're trying to do to you with this guilt, we call it guilt conditioning, okay? This is when your nervous system learns to associate peace with punishment. This is why you feel wrong for resting, and you feel like when you say no, you're actually in sin. It's guilt conditioning. Y'all ever seen I like Connie Corso's, I know y'all say Cane Corso, that's not how you pronounce it. Connie Corso's full-blood German Shepherds, Pit Bulls. These are the kind of dogs I like. Rottweilers. Guilt is like the guard dog of manipulation. Just picture those dogs. Most people are not going to come to somebody's house and just walk up on a dog like that. Guilt is the guard dog of manipulation. Honey, you are not rebellious. You're recovering, okay? And chain number 5 that keeps people bound to these ministries: misunderstanding forgiveness. Listen, forgiveness does not mean reconnection. Y'all got to let that go. It means release. Some of you have been guilted into reconciling with people that God has released you from, and then you're trying to put it on God. That is not God. That's your trauma that's unhealed, okay? You believe that reconnecting is a sign that you've truly forgiven someone. This is not true. There's no Bible for that. I don't know where y'all got this from. You can completely forgive somebody, set your boundary, and not talk to them ever again. Okay? So when resentment stays unresolved, your nervous system, it gets stuck in survival mode. You're always on edge, waiting for the next attack, even if you don't realize it. So forgiveness isn't pretending like it didn't happen. It's letting it go so that your body and your spirit can actually heal for real. All right. So forgiveness is for freedom, not for re-entry. Let me say that again. Forgiveness is for freedom, not for re-entry. Forgiveness is for freedom, not for re-entry. Jesus forgave Judas, but we don't see where he ever invited him back to dinner again. Okay. Forgiveness sets you free. It's not about them. When it comes to forgiveness, I'm sure you've heard people say it 10 million times. Forgiveness is for you, not for the person that hurt you. This is what is going to set you free. So I don't know who needs to learn how to forgive, your pastor or the other leaders in the church. And it doesn't excuse, forgiving them doesn't excuse what they did, okay? But it's going to set you free. So if you're just joining, my name is Renisha. I'm an inner healing coach. I help high achieving women who look flawless on the outside, but are crumbling on the inside, unlock their clarity, peace, and emotional freedom. We're breaking down the 5 chains that keep people bound: fear, idolatry, trauma, guilt, and misunderstanding forgiveness. Stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you how to break the chains for good and walk in real freedom. I'm almost done. I'm doing real good. I was like, Lord, let me get on and do the last video in this series. because we're starting a completely different series tomorrow. Okay. So the healing process, we've exposed the 5 chains that keep people in spiritual slavery. People want to talk about, oh, I'm free, but you still bound. You still bound. Okay. Exposure means nothing if you don't start the process of healing. So let's talk about how you can actually break free and rebuild your faith the right way. Step one, step one, step one in the healing process, you have got to acknowledge the wound. You cannot heal from what you won't name. You cannot heal from what you won't name. You cannot heal from what you won't name. If you want to continue to pretend like it didn't happen, and this isn't just for church hurt, we're just talking about, but any form of abuse. If you want to keep pretending like it didn't happen, maybe you're going to stay bound because you can't heal from what you won't name. Too many believers refuse to call church hurt what it really is, trauma. Baby, just because it happened in a sanctuary does not mean it wasn't abuse. Trauma. All right? When you start to acknowledge it, acknowledgement calms the nervous system. So when you finally say, yes, that hurt me, your brain is going to shift from survival to safety. But y'all don't want to do that. Okay? Denial keeps you trapped in cycles that your body keeps living. You want to deny it. You want to put your healing off, your deliverance, your freedom, your therapy, your coaching, all of that. You want to just go put it up. I don't need that. Oh, this girl, I just like coming in her room. She make me feel good. Her content makes me feel good, but I don't need any of those products and services. I don't need none of that. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm good. Okay. You're going to stay in a cycle. Your mind is going to stay in a cycle. Your body is going to stay in a cycle. Your emotions are going to stay in a cycle because you want to live in denial. Baby, if that's what you want to do, then I hate that for you. Okay. So many people, they mask pain behind ministry. They're serving while bleeding, preaching while broken because they think admitting pain means weakness. This is why you see people, they leave ministries where they were hurt and then they turn around without healing and they start their own church. Then they start bleeding on the members in their congregation. It becomes a cycle of abuse. You cannot heal from what you keep spiritualizing. People want to say, oh, Jesus will take care of this. Jesus will take care of that. Honey, Jesus told me to get a therapist, but okay. So that's step one. You have to acknowledge the wound. Step one in the healing process. Step two, you have to learn how to separate God from your abuser. Let me check and make sure we still good. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull up and make sure this YouTube isn't tripping. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. 1 second, and I went to the wrong screen. Let me make sure my video is still up and YouTube isn't tripping because I see a lot of going in and out. So I just want to make sure I'm not sitting here doing all this talking for nothing. Getting through the commercials. Hold on, y'all. Okay, it shows me that I'm good. So it shows me that I'm good. All right. So number two, you have to learn how to separate God from the abuser. This is where a lot of people get stuck because they confuse God's character with their leader's control. Okay. Your leader, they wore God's name, but that doesn't mean that God approved their behavior. I know they came in the name of the Lord, but a lot of them, they don't even know the Lord. And some of them, they don't even believe the Bible that they're preaching out of. They just get in the bag. Let's be for real. Okay. So you have to learn how to separate God from your abuser. This confusion creates what we call spiritual displacement. You start fearing the very God who could heal you. God does not want you to be afraid of him. When we're talking about the fear of the Lord, that is a reverence, a respect. It's not literal fear shaking in my boots. God does not want you to be scared of him. Okay. So your healing is going to begin when you realize that God didn't hurt you. People did. And some people, a lot of people, they can't even distinguish between the two. This is why people leave these abusive churches and they become atheists and agnostics because they cannot separate God from their abuser. You all have to remember the same Jesus who flipped over the tables is the one who binds up the brokenhearted. Jesus confronted religious corruption and comforted the wounded. Baby, let me tell you something. If Jesus was on the earth right now, if Jesus was walking the earth right now, the way he would be ripping up a lot of these churches, a lot of the ones that y'all idolize, if he was on the earth right now, okay? So you have to know God is not on the side of your abuser. Please stop blaming God for what man did to you. And when I say man, that includes women leaders as well. Stop blaming God for what they did in his name. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. Okay. And step 3 in the healing process, you're going to have to learn how to rebuild your connection to truth. So once you separate God from your abuser, you've got to rebuild not religion, but your relationship. This is where the healing is going to stick. How do I do that, Renisha? I'm glad you asked. You do that through prayer, where you talk to God. You're going to be real with him. You're not going to perform. You're not going to front. He knows everything. I don't know why y'all try to be fake in prayer. You're going to sit down and talk to him like you would talk to me. And people love telling me their business. I'm talking about people that I never met before. They just love spilling it all. You're going to talk to God just like that, okay? You're going to rebuild it through prayer, through therapy. You need to be able to process your emotions without judgment. Get you a therapist, boo. And through healthy community, you need accountability that feels safe, not controlling. So healing is going to happen when your mind learns that safety is possible again. That can be a very scary thing, but it's possible. Your body needs to realize that it's okay to breathe, to trust, and to be loved or even loved without fear of what's going to happen. Okay? The same Jesus, the same spirit that raised Jesus from the dead can resurrect your trust, your peace, and your identity. Same God, same Holy Ghost. Y'all know I like to say Holy Spirit, but same one. He can resurrect it. All right. Religion may have broke your trust, but relationship will rebuild it. And this is not just about me telling you go and find you another church to go to. Y'all know I don't. All right. I'm like, just don't leave God. So if you know you're ready to start healing, I want you to type in the chat, I'm coming out, even if you're catching this on the replay, because I'm at the end. I'm about to give y'all these affirmations and let you know what you can do to start breaking this spiritual abuse off of you. But if you know you're ready to heal, even if you're watching the replay, just drop in the comments, I'm coming out. Now, we all know freedom doesn't happen overnight, but tonight you took the first step. You acknowledged the wound, you separated God from your abuser, and you started rebuilding your foundation on truth. Now we're gonna seal this with some affirmations. You already know I have affirmations for you. Why? Because the power of life and death is in your tongue, not mine. I can sit here and talk all day and all night. The power is in your tongue. Okay? So repeat after me. Sorry, y'all. I am not a slave to fear. I am not loyal to dysfunction. God is not my abuser. My voice is powerful and necessary. I am walking into freedom, body, mind, and spirit. Okay, so if you know these teachings from this past week and tonight, if you know that is you, there are 2 ways that you can immediately start working on this. You can grab my clarity reset. I call it the appetizer. The only people that don't need this are the people who already have this, and I'm going to stand 10 toes down. I'm thinking about going in and upgrading it again, even though it's amazing. But I'm trying not to, because I'm like, if I upgrade it again, the price going up. So I'm trying to leave it alone. Clarity Reset is my 7-day program. Okay. It's going to help you if you've been dealing with exhaustion, spiritual exhaustion, anxiety. If you're confused from church trauma and all of these expectations they put on you, baby, get you a clarity reset. Go ahead and detox. You can go ahead and do day one tonight before you go to bed. You can already be processing this before you get up to go to work tomorrow, okay? It's going to help you detox your thoughts and realign with peace. That's the first thing you can grab. The link is literally in this description, in the description of this video. All right. After you're done with that, you can jump over to Wolves and Collars. This is the Exodus experience. I taught this class this past summer. It is all about spiritual abuse, manipulation, Jezebel, Leviathan, religious witchcraft, forgiving your leader, and I'll walk you through deliverance at the end of the video. I told you all before, those of you that get this, I understand if you have to break it up, right? Because it's like 3.5 hours. But when it comes to the deliverance portion, I recommend that you don't do that portion until you have time to actually sit and focus, okay? Because I'm literally walking you through a full-blown deliverance session. But wolves and collars, I go way deeper in that. I I shared multiple testimonies of mine, multiple testimonies of a couple of testimonies of other people I know. It's going to help you heal from religious abuse and rebuild your relationship with God, period. Okay, without fear and without manipulation. Now, here's the thing. And let me drop the link for this because after tonight, I already added wolves and collars to the inner healing vault. After tonight, you're not going to be able to get wolves and collars by itself. And the reason being is because, let me jump on here and drop the price for those online that specifically want this. The reason I'm adding certain things to the vault is because I'm meeting people who their trauma is layered. And they're like, Renisha, this happened to me. I need this product, and I don't know where to start. So I'm making it easier. I'm taking a lot of these products and I'm putting, not everything, but a lot of them in a healing vault. That way it'll be a one-stop shop for your healing. And all you have to get the vault and you'll have everything. The inner healing vault includes my clarity reset already. It has like 12 or 13 downloads. I'm not sure, something like that. But let me focus on dropping this price because, all right, hold on, y'all. All right, so for those that are listening live, I just dropped the price. The original price is $147, which is an amazing price. Okay, I dropped it down for those that are on live to $97. I'm going to put my timer on and give you 5 minutes. I want y'all to hear, and I got my other phone too. I want y'all to hear. My alarm is so cute. So let me put the timer on for those of you that want to grab it, because after tonight, and if you think I'm just talking, y'all gonna see. After tonight, I already did the work. I already have it uploaded in the vault. All I'm going to have to do after this live is archive this, and it's already in the vault. The work is done. So if you want this, oh, let me drop the link in the chat too, even though it's under the video. I'll give you 5 minutes to grab it at an exclusive price. For those of you watching the replay, I'm so sorry. Y'all got to learn how to catch me live. I understand people are busy. Y'all got lives. Y'all cannot just be sitting around waiting on Renisha to go live. But I'm just saying, you might want to subscribe and turn on your notifications because you never know what you're going to miss. Period. Okay, so I just dropped the direct link in the chat. Y'all have 4 minutes left. So if you want wolves and collars, this is the last night where you will be able to purchase it individually. It's going inside of the inner healing vault because so many people have multiple traumas and they're trying to figure out where to start. You're not going to have to do that anymore. You're just going to be able to get the vault and have everything you need. So while you all are doing that, let me tell you what's included in the vault. Let me see what I have in here now. So right now, my vault, the inner healing vault, it contains the clarity reset, which is my 7-day program. It has my 2 ebooks in there, Pray Like You Mean It and 7 Days Closer to God. 7 Days Closer to God is a 7-day devotional. Pray Like You Mean It. I made that because so many people have told me, Renisha, I don't know how to pray. Okay, well, here's this guide. Then it also includes my Wealth Rewired series. So that's 3 more downloads: Breaking the Spirit of Poverty, Unlocking the Growth Mindset, and the Abundance Mindset. The vault also includes Breaking the Chains of Rejection. It also includes my 5-part series on the Marine Kingdom. So 4 teaching videos. The 5th video in the Marine Kingdom is me taking you all through deliverance. So those of you that need deliverance from the Marine Kingdom, get the Inner Healing Vault. It also has Wolves and Collars. I added that today. And then after we're done with our series this upcoming week that starts tomorrow, at the end of the week, so Saturday, I'm going to add my Mother Wound Recovery Suite in the vault. So you won't be able to get the Mother Wound Recovery Suite separately after this week. And when I add it in the vault, those free sessions that come with the Mother Wound Recovery Suite is going away. So there's a breakdown of that. So right now it's 13 downloads. And then it'll be 17 downloads by the end of next week. But that's going to help you all where your trauma is layered and you need, well, Renisha, I need a rejection class and I need the Wolves and Collars and my mama did this and I need a clarity reset and the Marine Kingdom too. Bam, it's a one-stop shop. You're welcome. You all have 1 minute and 47 seconds left if you want to grab Wolves and Collars at the exclusive rate. I gave you all $50 off. So hurry up and grab it. The link is in the bio. Does anybody have questions this coming week, starting tomorrow? So I'm going to try late night. I'm still trying to figure out the best time to go live. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week, I'm going live at 7:30 p.m., something like that. You can look on my page. And then I think Thursday and Friday, I'm going to do noon during your lunch break. And I'm going to see if that works better for my people. I'm getting a lot of new followers too. Trying to figure out the best time to go live with you all. So next week, we're jumping back into generational trauma because when we talked about that before, it seemed to hit with you all. Let me pull it up. And you can always go to my page, my YouTube page, and it'll show you like what our sessions are for this week. And I hope you all are taking this seriously because I just don't know who else. I mean, I'm not all that. I'm just most of it. But I don't know who else is getting on live 4 to 5 days a week and teaching for a whole 45 minutes to an hour on stuff like this. I'm talking about really teaching. I'm not talking about getting on live prophesying to you to get a seed or getting on live trying to show you how to sell something. I'm talking about people who are really on live teaching you how to heal your trauma. This stuff is taxing. So I hope you're taking it seriously. All right, time's up. Let me see if it's going to let y'all hear that's my alarm, y'all. I forgot I had my mic on. It's time to get up, baby. Isn't that cute? I love my little alarms. And this is not AI. This is a real person. Period. That's what I get to wake up to. Okay, time is up. The price is going back up. And tonight, Wolves and Collars is going in the inner hit. Well, it's already in the vault. So you're not going to be able to purchase it again tonight. I mean, after tonight, you're not going to be able to purchase it individually. So I'll let it stay like this until I go to bed. Like this, I mean, I'm putting the price back up. Hold on. And I'll let it stay up until I get ready to go to bed. After that, I'm archiving it. I didn't see any questions in the chat, which is really far away, so I can't really see it anyway. But make sure you're following me. If you're not following me, I'm Renisha, the Inner Healing Coach. I help high achieving women who look flawless on the outside, but are crumbling on the inside, unlock their clarity, peace, and emotional freedom. I do lives every week. I started this in September, where I started going live and doing this healing thing every week. doing healing lives. I mess up my download. See, my upload. Healing lives every week. All right, regarding your trauma. So this week we're going back to trauma in our bloodline. So tomorrow we're going to talk about how your mama's trauma become yours. Your mother's trauma. Let me be how your mother's trauma becomes yours. Tuesday we're talking about how to stop inheriting pain that's not yours. Wednesday we're talking about the silent rules family teach about pain. So a lot of us were taught, shh, be quiet, don't say nothing. We're talking about that Wednesday. And for those of you who have been messaging me, Renisha, do you have a product regarding father wounds? And I'm like, I had a good daddy. I don't. But y'all keep messaging me and commenting under my stuff about daddy wounds. Baby, Thursday is all about father wounds. So you better be here. You were messaging me 12 o'clock, noon. Okay. We're talking about father wounds, father wounds, father wounds. So please send this to somebody because y'all, ooh, Lord, y'all been hassling me real bad about that. I'm thinking about adding a bonus too in the inner healing vault on daddy wounds. It won't be this though. I'm thinking about doing a separate. Yeah, I'll probably keep this on YouTube. I'm thinking about doing a separate teaching on that and just tossing it into the vault. I like doing creating products around things that I've actually dealt with in real life. And my daddy was amazing. He died when I was 12, but I just don't have the same experience with my daddy that some of y'all have, but y'all been asking for it. So Thursday is all about father wounds. And then Friday, we're talking about reparenting and rituals that actually break family cycles. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to rewrite your family story. I've stayed on here way longer. I'm at 37 minutes. My goal was to be off in 30 minutes. So I'm about to go. I don't see any questions. Make sure you're following me, subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications, share this channel with someone you know who needs it. If someone is trying to heal for real, I'm not gonna babysit you, but if you're trying to heal for real, send this to them. Okay, if you know they're trying to heal. And I need to stand up and turn this camera off. It is so far away. It's so far away. And I just want to go to sleep, but I'm trying to upload this video and it's going so slow into my private community, Daddy's Daughter Society. We're starting a new teaching tonight. This month is all about grief. So if you were looking for a community to join, you can join us. But I love y'all. I'm going to stand up now and let me show you don't know how to act. Love y'all. Thank you for hitting the like button. Bye. What does that come? This was golden. Thank you so much, Candace. I couldn't see the comments because I was so far away.